Good morning, everyone. In this section, we will dive deep into .NET fundamentals. We will understand what is .NET, study of .NET, study of .NET architecture, and the core components that make it work. By the end of this section, you will know exactly how .NET works under the hood and why it is used in industry for enterprise applications. Okay, in this section, we will dive deep into .NET fundamentals. We will understand what is .NET and its history and architecture and the core components that make it work. By the end of this section, we will know exactly how .NET works under the hood and why it is used in industry for enterprise applications. Okay, the first one is what is .NET? What is .NET? .NET is a development platform. .NET is a development platform. Okay, it developed by Microsoft. Developed by Microsoft to build to build to build different types of applications. To build different types of applications. Okay, like web applications, like web applications, desktop applications, and APIs and APIs and cloud-based systems, cloud-based systems, and mobile applications, mobile apps. Okay, .NET is a development platform. It's developed by Microsoft to build different types of applications like web applications, desktop applications, APIs, cloud-based systems, mobile apps, and etc. Okay,
Screen not visible.
okay. Sorry. Now,
Yes.
.NET is a development platform developed by Microsoft, okay, to build different types of applications like web applications, desktop applications, APIs, cloud-based systems, and mobile applications, and etc. Okay, many students think .NET is a programming language. Many students think .NET is a programming language, but that is wrong. But that is wrong. C Sharp is the programming language. C Sharp is the programming language. C Sharp is the programming language. Okay, and .NET is the platform, and .NET is the platform. C Sharp is the programming language. .NET is the platform. that provides runtime environment that provides runtime environment and libraries that provides runtime environment and libraries to execute that code. So whenever we build applications using C Sharp, whenever we build applications using C Sharp, the .NET platform helps in compiling helps in compiling and executing and managing the applications. Okay, C Sharp is the programming language. .NET is the platform that provides runtime environment and libraries to execute that code. So whenever we build applications using C Sharp, the .NET platform helps in compiling, executing, and managing the entire applications. Okay, I understand what is .NET. Any doubts?
Yes.
What is .NET? Okay. Second one is evaluation of .NET. Evaluation of .NET and our history. The .NET started in .NET started in 2002. The .NET started in 2002 with .NET framework. With .NET framework. Okay. It was Windows only. It was Windows only. It was Windows only and mainly used for enterprise desktop and web applications. And mainly used enterprise desktop and web applications. Mainly used enterprise desktop and web applications. Later, later in 2016, Microsoft introduced .NET Core. .NET Core. Later, in 2016, Microsoft introduced .NET Core, which was lightweight, which was lightweight and cross-platform and cross-platform, meaning it could run on Windows. It's meaning it could run on Windows. Okay, it could run on Windows and Linux and Linux and Mac and Mac. In 2016, .NET Core in 2016, Microsoft introduced .NET Core, which was lightweight and cross-platform, meaning it could run on Windows, Linux, and Mac. After that, Microsoft unified everything into .NET 5, 6, 7, 8, and now .NET 10. Okay. After that, Microsoft unified everything into .NET 5, 6, 7. Now .NET 10. Now .NET 10. These newer versions are faster. These newer versions are faster and cross-platform and recommended for modern applications. Recommended for modern applications. In today's industry, companies prefer .NET 10 for new projects. .NET 10 for new projects. Understand history of .NET.
Yes.
The third one is .NET architecture. .NET architecture. In .NET follows a layered architecture. .NET follows a layered architecture. Okay. First we write code in C sharp. First we write code in C sharp. Okay. Then the C sharp compiler. Then the C sharp compiler. Then the C sharp first we write code into C sharp. Then the C sharp compiler converts that code into intermediate language. Okay. Then the C sharp compiler converts that code into intermediate language, also called IL. Okay. C sharp code. Then the C sharp compiler converts that code into intermediate language. That is also called IL. Okay. IL is not mission code. IL is not mission code. IL is not mission code. It is CPU independent code. It is CPU independent code. Okay. Then CLR, then CLR, then CLR, which is the common language runtime. Which is the common language runtime. Takes that IL code and converts into mission code using JIT compiler. Using JIT compiler. Okay. IL is not a mission code. It is CPU independent code. Then CLR, which is the common language runtime, takes that IL code and converts it into mission code using JIT compiler. Finally, the operating system executes the mission code. This layered execute makes the .NET secure and platform independent. Okay. .NET follows a layered architecture. First, we write code in C sharp. Then C sharp compiler converts that code into intermediate language, also called IL. IL is not a mission code. It is CPU independent code. Then CLR, it is common language runtime. Takes that IL code and converts it into mission code using JIT compiler. Finally, the operating system execute the mission code. This layer execute makes .NET secure and platform independent. Okay? Understand .NET architecture?
Yes.
Okay. The next one is future of .NET. Future of .NET. The future of .NET is very bright. The future of .NET is very bright. It is evolving with cloud-based development. It evolving with cloud-based development and microservices and AI integration and cross-platform applications. And cross-platform applications. Okay, the future of .NET is very bright. It is evolving with cloud-based development and microservices and AI integration and finally cross-platform applications. Companies prefer .NET for enterprise-grade applications. Companies prefer .NET for enterprise-grade applications because of its performance and security and versatility. Okay, learning .NET now will give you an edge for jobs in next 5 to 10 years. Learning .NET now will give you an edge for jobs in the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, the next one is what is compiler? What is compiler? A compiler is a software. A compiler is a software. Okay, a compiler is a software tool. Okay, that converts high level programming code into another form. A compiler is a software tool that converts high level programming code into another form. Okay, in .NET, when we write C# code, when we write C# code, it does not directly convert into mission code. It does not directly convert into mission code. Instead, the C# compiler converts into the intermediate language, also known as IL. Instead, the C# compiler converts it into intermediate language, also known as IL. This IL is stored directly convert into mission code. This IL is stored directly convert into mission code. Okay, this IL is stored inside assemblies like .dll or .exe files. This IL is stored inside assemblies like .dll or .exe. Okay, exe files. This design makes the .NET platform independent. This design makes the .NET platform independent because IL can run on any system. Okay, IL can run on any system that has CLR. Okay, a compiler. I'm explaining one more thing. A compiler is a software. A compiler is a software tool that converts high-level programming code into another form. That converts high-level programming code into another form. In .NET, when we write C# code, when we write C# code, it does not directly convert into mission code. It does not directly convert into mission code. Instead, the C# compiler converts it into intermediate language, also known as IL. This IL is stored inside assemblies like .dll or .exe files. This design makes .NET platform independent because IL can run on any system that has CLR. Okay, this is the flow. C# code, C# compiler, IL code stored in .dll or .exe. Okay, I understand what is CLR, what is compiler. A compiler is a software tool. A compiler is a software tool that converts high level programming code into another form. In .NET, when we write C# code, it does not directly convert into mission code. Instead of C#, instead of the C# compiler converts into intermediate language, also known as IL. This is this IL is stored inside assemblies like .dll, .exe files. This design makes .NET platform independent. This design makes .NET platform independent because IL can run any systems that has CLR. Okay. The next one is, what is JIT? The next one is, what is JIT? What is JIT? JIT stands for Just-in-Time Compiler. It stands for Just in Time Compiler. Okay, it converts IL code into mission code at runtime. It converts IL code into mission code at runtime. This means compilation to mission code happens only when the program runs. Okay, this means compilation to mission code happens only when the program runs. The, the JIT compiles only the methods that are called which improve performance. Okay, JIT compiles only the methods that are called which improves performance. So the execution flows become C# code is converted into IL, and then at runtime JIT converts IL into mission code that the CPU can execute. Okay, JIT stands for Just-in-Time Compiler. It converts IL code into mission code at runtime. This means compilation to mission code happens only when the program runs. JIT compiles only the methods that are called which improves performance. So the execution flows becomes C# code is converted into IL, and then at runtime JIT converts IL into mission code that the CPU can execute. Okay. The next one is, what is CLR? What is CLR? CLR stands for Common Language Runtime. Stands for Common Language Runtime. Okay. It is the heart of the .NET. It is the heart of the .NET. It manages the execution of .NET programs. It manages the execution of .NET programs. It handles memory management. It handles it handles first one, memory management. Second one, garbage collection. Third one, security. Fourth one, threat management. Fifth one, exception handling. Exception handling. Okay, it handles memory management, garbage collection, security, thread management, and exception handling. It also contains the JIT compiler. It also contains the JIT compiler. Okay, without CLR Without CLR, dotted applications cannot run. Without CLR, dotted applications cannot run. You can think of CLR as the engine of a car that runs everything internally, right? Okay. Without CLR, dotted application cannot run. Okay. For example, you can think of a CLR as the engine of a car that runs everything internally, right? Okay. It is the very important. What is the CLR? Okay, are you understand what is the CLR?
Yes. यार
Okay.
मैं बना के दे
Next one is what is CTS? What is CTS? CTS stands for Common Types System. Common Type System stands for Common Type System. It defines how data types are declared and used in .NET. It defines how data types are declared and used in .NET. Okay, it ensures that all .NET languages it ensures that all .NET languages follow the same type rules. Same type rules. CTS mainly divides into two types. First one is value types. Value types. The second one is reference type. Second one is reference types. Okay. A value types store data directly. Value types stores data directly. Okay. Like int and bool. For example, int bool. Okay. Reference type reference types stores reference to memory. Reference types stores references to memory. Okay. Like class and string. Class string. Okay. CTS ensures language interoperability. Okay. CTS ensures language interoperability. Okay. Understand what is CTS? The next one is what is BCL? What is BCL? BCL stands for Base Class Library. Stands for Base Class Library. It provides reusable classes and methods for common programming tasks. It provides reusable classes and methods for common programming tasks. For example, if you want to work with collections, if you want work with collections,
Total how many members? Some are saying the batch time concern working professional mostly.
Okay, base base class for it provides reusable classes and methods for common programming tasks. For example, if you want work with collections and files or threads, you don't need to build everything from scratch. If you want to work with collections and files or threads, you don't need to build everything from scratch. BCL already provides ready-made classes. Okay, BCL already provides ready-made classes. This reduces development time and increases productivity. Okay, I am explaining one more time. For example, if you want to work with collections or files or trace, you don't need build everything from scratch. BCL already provides ready-made classes. This reduces development time and increases productivity. Okay, I understand what is BCL.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is garbage collector. The next one is collector. Garbage collector automatically manages the memory in .NET. Garbage collector automatically manages memory in .NET. Okay, when objects are created, when objects are created, they are stored in heap memory. They are stored in heap memory. Okay, if those objects are if the objects are no longer used. Okay, if those objects are no longer used. Okay, the garbage collector removes them and fresh memory. The garbage collector removes them and frees memory. Frees memory. Okay, the heap is divided into three generations. The heap memory divides into three generations. Okay, generation 1, generation 0, generation 1, generation 2. Okay, the heap memory divides into three generations. The first one, generation 0, generation 1, and generation 2. Most new objects go to generation 0. Okay, most new objects go to generation 0. If they survive, they move to higher generations. They survive, they move to higher generations. This generational approach improves performance because most objects are short-lived. Okay, this generational approach improves performance because most objects are short-lived. Okay, the garbage collector works in three steps. The garbage collector works in three steps. Okay, first one is mark, second one is sweep, third one is compact. Okay, it and identifies unused objects. Okay, it identifies unused objects and removes them and rearranges memory. Okay, the garbage collector works in three steps. That is merge, sweep, and compact. It identifies unused objects and removes them and rearranges memory. Okay, this is the very important and interview times also. I'm explaining one more time. Garbage collector automatically manage memory in .NET. Okay, when objects are created, they are stored in heap memory. Okay, if those objects are no longer used, okay, the garbage collector removes them and frees memory. The heap is divided into three generations, like generation 0, generation 1, and generation 2. Okay, most new objects go to generation 0. If they survive, they move to higher generations. Okay, this generational approach improves performance because most objects are short lived. Okay, the garbage collector works in three steps. First one, mark. Second one, sweep. Third one, compact. It identifies unused objects and removes them and rearranges memory. Okay, understand what is garbage collector? This is the very important, guys. Okay, the next one is the difference between .NET framework and .NET Core. Okay, .NET framework is a Windows only. .NET framework is Windows only and mainly used for and mainly used for legacy enterprise applications. Legacy enterprise applications. Okay, .NET Core .NET Core is a cross-platform. Is cross-platform and lightweight and lightweight. Mainly used for cloud and microservices. Mainly used for cloud and micro services. Okay, mainly used for cloud and micro services. Okay, .NET framework is Windows only and mainly used for legacy enterprise applications. And .NET Core is a cross-platform and lightweight. It's mainly used for cloud and micro services. Okay. Apart from that, any questions? Okay.
No.
Today we clearly understood how .NET works internally, starting from the compiler, then IL code, then CLR, and JIT compilation, and finally garbage collector. These are not just theoretical concepts for exams. They are very important for interviews also and for real-time projects. Okay, when you attend interviews, especially for MNC companies, they will definitely ask about CLR, JIT, memory management, and garbage collection. So make sure you revise today's concept properly. If your fundamentals are strong, learning advanced topics becomes very easy. From tomorrow, we are starting one of the most important parts of .NET platform, that is C Sharp, C Sharp programming language. C Sharp programming language. C Sharp programming language. C Sharp is the code language used in .NET development. Whether you build web applications or APIs or microservices or enterprise applications, everything starts with C Sharp. Okay? If your C Sharp knowledge is strong, backend development becomes very easy. If your C Sharp knowledge is strong, backend development becomes very easy. If C Sharp is weak, even ASP.NET Core and Web API will be difficult. Okay? Will be difficult to understand. So, this is the foundation stage. I request everyone to attend classes regularly and practice daily. Okay? Programming cannot be learned just by listening. You must write code daily. Even 1 hour of daily practice will improve your confidence. If you practice properly, by the end of this course, you will be able to build real-time applications and attend interviews confidently. Okay? Tomorrow we will start with C Sharp basics step by step, from variables to OOPS concepts. Be regular, practice well, and take this seriously because this is your career foundation, right? Okay. I am uploading today's notes in Google Classroom. Please check once. Apart from that, any doubts, guys?
No.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next section. Thank you.